Hello everyone, today I am going to show you how to install Windows 10 on your MacBook, Mac Mini, iMac or any other Apple device with OS X. The process is pretty much simple and all you need to install Windows 10 is to have a copy of Windows 10 and I will show you how to get it if you don't have it already. You can just go to the Microsoft website and get the copy of Windows 10 disk image. And I would also leave the link in the description so that you can download it by yourself as well if you don't have a copy already. And then you need to select edition of your Windows so I'm gonna select Windows 10, press confirm, and then you will select I will choose English, and but you can here we have a couple of other languages as well that you can choose. So in my case, I'm gonna go for English, and you need to again press confirm, wait for validation of your request. Okay, so here we have two options like 32 bits and 64-bit option. It really depends on your RAM, and if you have a RAM of more than 3 gigabytes, I would recommend you to go for 64 bits. And if you have less than 3 gigabytes, then you should go for 32-bit. But anyways, this is not the exact guide of how to choose between 32 bits and 64 bits. But still, I will leave another link in the description of how to choose which link which version of Windows you should choose. So as I said, I have a RAM of more than 3 gigabytes, so I'm gonna go for 64-bit download. So and here the download begins. But in my case, I have already downloaded it, so it's here with me in my downloads, and so I don't need to download it anymore. So here it is, and so I'm just gonna go towards the next step. Download really depends on the speed of your internet connection. In my case, it took 3 hours to download this copy, and but it really depends on your internet connection. How fast is your internet connection? So after the download finishes, we are all done from here and we are ready for the installation. So now we're gonna go to the applications and we're gonna search for boot camp assistant. So here is the boot camp assistant, and the next thing you need to do is to read the instructions. It really depends, and press continue. First you need to press choose button from here and then go to downloads and select the disk image that we have downloaded, and then here we have the partition for that how much partition we want to create for the Windows installation. And I would recommend you to go for at least 100 gigabytes if you are using it for some general use, for some applications, and for general purpose, 100 gigabytes would be enough. But if you're going to use it for everything, for your normal usage, then I would recommend to go for more than 100 gigabytes. In my case, I am installing it for a dedicated purpose of using some editing tools, and that's why I would need only a very specified amount of space. That would be for me 100 gigabytes would be enough. But if you are going to use both Mac OS X and Windows in normal usage, then I would recommend to go for at least half, of the space you have on your hard drive. But it really depends on your choice. But 100 gigabytes is I would say the minimum option for everyone, for. So after you have finished selecting, you can go to the next step. So I'm gonna select 150 gigabytes. Okay, and press install. Okay, so it says your computer isn't connected to a power source. So let me get the adapter and connect it. Okay, so you can also continue on battery power, but I would recommend to connect the power source because it might cause some loss of installation. If during the process your battery went out, of course it won't hurt your MacBook, but you have to begin the process from the beginning. So I would recommend you to connect it to a power source before you begin the installation. So it's gonna take a while, to download some support software and some stuff that is required for the installation. Okay, so that process took like around 10 to 20 minutes, and then it like partitioned the disk, and now it's like saving the Windows support software, and let's see what happens next. So now it's gonna like ask for your password, and you just need to, if you have a password on your system, you need to put it over here, and if you don't, you can just continue. So in my case, I am putting here my password and press OK, and then it's gonna restart your system. Look, it's pretty much simple. Like now you don't have to do anything, and it automatically like gonna just take you to the installation, of Windows. Okay, so here it says like, everything is pretty much very small over here because the drivers are not installed at this moment. So it's saying like to select the language here. So in my case, as I have selected already English, so I'm just gonna continue. It's gonna like ask for the time format and currency format. For me, like I am right now in Beijing, China, so I'm gonna select like Beijing over here, or like in whatever time platform you are, you can select here as well. So for me, I would select like the Chinese traditional, Chinese simplified China. Okay, so selected, and the next option over here is keyboard option. So I'm just gonna like select the standard US English keyboard. And then you need to press next again. Okay, here now it says like I have over here the Windows 10 retail version. So I'm gonna just like, this is the version that I downloaded, and then I am installing on my system. So I just need to press next again, and then press I accept the license term, press next again. And now you need to select the correct partition. You need to make sure that you correct the correct partition that we created earlier. So I created this one. So we're gonna select this one, which is like highlighted with the name boot camp. So we're gonna select this one and press next again. And here the installation starts. It's gonna like copy the Windows files, and then uh, there is like the process of getting the files ready for installation, and then installing features, and this installing updates, finishing up. This is pretty much all the process. So let's wait for the installation. It really depends like on your system speed, like for in some cases it just take like more than less than like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, for the Windows to copy these files. In some cases it takes like more than like 10-20 minutes, and so it really depends on your system speed. So in my case, I have like a SSD installed in my MacBook, so it's gonna be fast. The installation gonna be fast. So from here, like I'm gonna skip, and I'm gonna like increase the speed of the video so we can go to the next step. Okay, so it's done, and now we have the next process, installing features, and it just like went very fast. So it took like around getting files ready for installation. This process like took around like more than 10 minutes for me. And now it's installing some updates, and here we have the screen, and we don't have like some the icons are like appearing very small because we don't have the drivers installed at this moment. But don't worry, you don't need to install by yourself. It will be automatically installed later on. And I will also show you how it will be installed. You don't need to do anything for it. It will be installed on like automatically. But I will show you in this video when and how. So now it's just finishing up the things. And so this process is also taking a while, so I'm probably gonna skip this part as well and go to directly to the next. Okay, so it's gonna restart now, and after finishing up with that process, installation process, your computer gonna restart. And so here we go. It looks really good, like Windows running, on your MacBook. And so this process also taking a while, so I'm probably gonna skip this part as well. Okay, so now it's start restarting again, during the process. Okay, so now we just have to wait for this bar to load and some more wait. Okay, so we have here now, like we have two options over here. Like one is to customize the settings and another one is to use the express settings. And again, I will say like everything gonna be like pretty much small appearing on the screen, but in my case for your like convenience, I'm gonna zoom in so you can have a look at it like closely. So I'm just gonna go for the express settings instead of going to the customized settings. Use express settings and click next. And here it will ask you for your account info, so you have to put here your username, and then if you want to like put a password on your PC, you can put a password as well, but in my case I don't need it, so I'm just gonna click next again. So here we go, everything is pretty much ready now. And okay, so for now, like your account is setting up, so you need to wait again, till that thing, and the Windows will set up your account and everything for you, prepare everything for you, and during that time you have to wait again. So like if it's gonna take a lot of time, maybe I'll skip this part as well and go to the next part. Okay, so here we go. Over here it says like welcome to the bootcamp installer, and you will be guided to steps to install necessary bootcamp. To get it started, you need to click next again over here and click I accept the agreement. I accept the terms in the license agreement and click install. So in this process too, it will like just install some necessary files required to run your Windows on the MacBook system. And at this moment you can see like the display is not very much clear. So at this process, I am sure I have tried it before as well. It installs some like necessary packages that is required for your MacBook. Like at this moment we cannot see anything very good, in a good manner. Everything is pretty much small because the drivers are not installed. So this process too gonna take some while. And here we have the Windows getting installed. Look, now the display is like more visible and clear. Everything you can see very clearly because now it's installing all the drivers, as I said before, required for your MacBook. Now you can see the display is better than before. Whoa, so here we go. So here we have everything finished and you're ready to go. You can use your Windows and I would recommend you to restart, now so that like everything that got installed, like the drivers and everything that got installed in your MacBook should take effect. So as you can read over here, it says, so we're gonna press yes. And this is the last step, pretty much the last step before you can begin using your Windows. So here we have pretty much everything finished and like the Windows installation finished, and it's just like a normal, everything is pretty much same like a normal Windows laptop. Here we have the start bar and the Wi-Fi network selection menu, the battery status bar. So at this point, you might have noticed that we are automatically getting booted or loaded into Windows operating system. Why it's happening is because we have now it's like now like because the Windows automatically is set it as the default operating system, which will load at your startup. So in case it like if you like wanna like set Mac OS X as your default booting or like a startup operating system, then we can do that thing as well, and we can set the Mac OS X or like the Windows 10 operating system. We can select like one of them as the default loading operating system on like restart or shutdown on the startup. That's what I simply mean. So I'm going to show that thing as well in this video. So for that, you can like either restart or shut down the PC, and it doesn't really matter, and but like the procedure is pretty much same. And as soon as you like shut down on the startup, like you need to keep pressing the alt key on your MacBook, and then we're gonna select do the next process that I'm gonna show you later on. But you need to keep this thing in mind. And if you are doing the restart, the procedure is also same. You need to keep pressing the alt key on startup. Okay, so in my case, I just want to like restart the PC, but as I told you, the procedure is same for the if you shut down and start up the PC, it's same. But in my case, like I would just choose restart. So let's restart, and as soon as the screen gonna go black, I will just hold this alt key. So now I am pressing the alt key at this moment. So here you gonna see the option to select one of the operating system you wanna like boot or load into. Okay, so for me, I wanna like select Mac OS X, that is like Macintosh HD. Okay, over here. So I'm gonna press this option and press enter to select. Okay, so now here we have the usual Mac OS X. And now from here, from Mac OS X, we can also choose the default operating system for the startup. So I would go first to do this, to set your default like booting operating system. You need to go to like system preferences and then select startup disk from here, and then press click unlock. Okay, and then from here you can select one default startup disk. Okay, here we have the Windows 10, and on this one we have the Mac OS X. So if you select like Mac OS X, it says like you have selected Mac OS 10.12.3, okay, on the disk Macintosh. And if you select this one, it says Windows 10 on the disk boot camp. Okay, so for example, if you want to select like Windows as your default like boot up option, then you just need to click lock, select it and click lock. Okay, and now you have selected like Windows. As you can see here, it says like you have selected Windows boot camp, okay, as the default. It means like it is set it up as the default startup operating system on the like restart or shutdown. But if I wanna, in case if I wanna like set it to Mac, then I'm gonna do the same thing, select it and then click the lock button, and now it says over here you have selected Mac OS 10.12.3 on the disk Macintosh HD. So let's see if it works or not. So I'm just gonna press restart again. So as we can see over here now, it's loading directly into the Mac OS X instead of Windows. So this is all, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I am a tech guy. I really love making tech videos, helping other people in techy stuff.